Hello all. Today in this lecture we are going to deal with some more questions on Indian polity and constitution asked in UPSC prelims examination. So let's begin. The question is, in the presidential election in the legislature of India, every elected member of legislative assembly of a state shall have as many votes as there are multiples of 1000 in the quotient obtained by the dividing the population of a state by the total number of elected members of the assembly. A present the expression assembly. Present expression population means the population of. So as we know, the President of India is elected by the means of single transferable vote based on proportional representation. By the means of secret ballot. And in this system of election, the value of vote of an MLA is equal everywhere in the country, equal in every state, And second thing is that the value of vote of an MP, whether he may be from Rajya Sabha, whether he may be from Lok Sabha, the value of vote of an MP is also equal in every state, though the population of the particular state may differ. As we know that the population of different states are different in every state. Despite this fact, the formula has been divided such. So this is the formula. The formula has been divided such that the value of an MLA, vote of an MLA, and value of vote of an MP, whether in Rajya Sabha or whether in Lok Sabha, is always equal in every state. So the statement has been given. This is actually not a statement. This is the formula of value of vote of an MLA. So it is saying that in the presidential election in the legislature of India, every elected member of a legislative assembly of a state shall have as many votes as there are multiples of 1000 in the quotient obtained by dividing the population of the state by the total number of elected member of assembly. And then it is saying, in the present expression, population here means. So what population whether we are talking about here in this formula. So the formula is saying that the value of vote of an elected member of state legislature, that is MLA, shall be equal to population of the state multiplied by number of elected members of state legislature, that is MLA, and multiplied by 1000. So this is the formula. And here the population, the expression population, it is asking which year population does it refer to. The answer to this question will be option C, that is 1971, because the population here means the population of 1971 census. So this is the correct answer. And I have told you that you have to remember that president is elected by the means of single transferable vote, that is plural voting system based on proportional representation by the means of secret ballot, and the value of vote of an MP in every state is equal, and value of vote of an MLA in every state is equal despite the population being different because of this formula. So now we have to know that what is the formula of value of vote, how the value of vote of an MLA of an MP is is calculated. So the value of vote, value of vote of an MP is equals to total number of elected MLAs upon number of seats in the Lok Sabha in the particular state. Or we can say that number of elected MPs from the state, or number of elected MPs from the state. And in this way, even the value of vote of an MP, whether of Rajya Sabha or whether of Lok Sabha, is also equal in every state, despite the fact that the population of the state may differ. So this is the thing. Now let's come to the next question. The next question is, which of the following is or are stated in the Constitution of India? First statement is, the President shall not be a member of either house of the Parliament. Second statement is, the Parliament shall consist of the President and the two houses. So if we talk about, the option B is correct, that the Constitution of India talks about that the Parliament shall consist of not only the two houses, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. We have discussed about this in earlier questions. So we know that the two houses comprises of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha is the popular house or lower chamber, and Rajya Sabha is the upper chamber of the Lok Sabha, of the Parliament. But one point that is very important is that even Constitution considers President also as the integral part of the Parliament. So Parliament not only comprises of two houses but also President, because President is not only the executive head of the Union of India but also legislative head also, because without the consent of the President, no law passed by the Parliament can become an act. So this is the thing, that why President is considered the integral part of Parliament. So the answer will be B only. B is only correct. Now let's come to the next question. The next question is, in which one of the following countries are the 75% of the seats in both the houses of the Parliament are filled on the basis of proportional representation system of elections? So the answer will be is B, Italy. That is, in Italy, the 75% of the seats in both the houses of the Parliament are filled on the basis of proportional representation system. Now let's come to the next question. The next question is, the concept of public interest litigation originated in. Actually, in the last class I had told you that it was UK where the public interest litigation happened, started, but it is not UK, it is actually USA. I seek pardon. So it is USA where the concept of public interest litigation originated. The next question is, the Prime Minister of which one of the following country is chosen by the ruling prince from a slate? The correct answer to this question will be D, that is Monaco. So in Monaco, the Prime Minister is chosen by the ruling prince from a slate. The next question is, in the following quotation, so a quotation has been given, and actually this quotation is the full text of the preamble of Indian Constitution. It is the full text of the preamble of Indian Constitution. So it is saying, we the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to its all citizens justice of three types: social, economic, and political. Then liberty of five types: thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. Then equality, two types: of status and of opportunity. Then and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this acts do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. And the question is, in the above paragraph, X stands for. So in the above paragraph, X stands for which date? Options are 26th day of January, 26th day of November 1949, 26th day of January 1949. The correct answer to this question will be 26th day of November 1949, because this is 26th day of November 1949. On this date, the member of the Constituent Assembly adopted and enacted the Constitution of India. So this is the date of adoption and inaction. So the date of adoption and inaction is 26th day of November 1949, and this date has been mentioned in the text of Constitution itself at the place of X. So the correct answer will be 26th day of November 1949. So this is the correct answer, and this is the date of adoption and inaction of the Constitution by the Constituent Assembly. Date of adoption and inaction. There is one more date, that is 26th January 1950, and this date is the date of commencement and enforcement of the Constitution. This is the date of commencement and enforcement of the Constitution. On this date, the full Constitution came into force. So this is the thing, and you should remember that in the Constitution of India there are three types of justice: social, economic, and political; five types of liberty, of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship; two types of equality, of status and opportunity; and the preamble of India preamble of the Constitution to India can be divided into various parts. First part talk about the source of power for the Constitution, for the Constituent Assembly, source of power, and the source of power for the Constituent Assembly were the people of India. So this "We the people of India" text symbolizes the source of power. So the source of power for the Constituent Assembly of Indian Constitution was the people of India. And then it talks about the broader goals of the Union, and the broader goals of the Constitution is to make India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republic. And the broader aims of the Constitution are to provide its citizens justice, liberty, equality. And then the date has been given, and a very noble goal of the executive has been provided. So this is the whole breakup of the preamble of Indian Constitution that you should remember. Now let's come to the next question. Is the Dinesh Goswami committee recommended what? First, list system of election to the Lok Sabha, the constitution of state level election commission, government or state funding of election, a ban on the candidature of independent candidates in parliament. So the answer to this question will be option C, that is government or state funding of election. So Dinesh Goswami committee and many other committees have recommended funding of government funding or state funding of elections to the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies to prevent corruption, wide prevalence of freebies, and all these things in electoral practices.